Hello, all my friends. Hello. Hello. Feeling silly? Show. Start show. So there we go. That's what we'll do. We just said. It was like
just
editing
gonna confuse
points.
people with that.
Editing points, right? Hello, all my friends. Hello. Hello, all my friends. Hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You can include the first part because it's silly.
Okay.
Miss Christie's here. Say hi, Miss Christie. Yay! Say hi to the other camera up there, Miss Christie. We're recording. So there you go. So there, that's it. Some people have. Oh, no, don't. Okay, that's you're like a butterfly. You're a moth now. You're a moth. If you touch me, we're gonna puppy. Don't. Please don't mark my beard. My beard's already goofy because I fell asleep on it. Looks like I comb my balloon. Comb my beard with a balloon and a cat. That's what it looks like.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, that would be the problem.
Not a balloon cat. Anyway, so let's read. Let's get right into reading. I had a good day today. I'll tell you, I had a good day today. I went and visited a friend of mine, and I got to drop off a comic book that Ashley was waiting for. So that's it. Ashley 24 Comics. Awesome. And got a big book, a Seuss book.
Yay!
We'll read one story probably is what we'll have time for tonight. Here we go. Oh, I won't be reading tomorrow night, and I won't be reading Saturday night because I have. What do I have? Oh, I've got 2 shows. That's it. So there we go. One show outside, one side inside. Let's read Yertle the Turtle. Oh, I just lost the Yertle the Turtle page. I'll read more out loud in a second. There we go. Yertle the Turtle. Here we go. I forgot my glasses upstairs. Did I? Yes, I did. Try these ones. There you go. On a faraway island of Salamasond, Yertle the Turtle was the king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean. It was neat. The water was warm, and there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all quite happy. Quite happy, indeed.
I think I used to read this one a lot when I was a kid.
Maybe. I've never read it before.
No.
There were, until Yertle, the king of them all, they were, until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm a ruler, said Yertle. Of all that I see, I don't see enough, and that's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond. I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne they sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. I'd be the king of the ruler of all I could see.
He looks grumpy.
That's because it says right there, he doesn't want to be the ruler. He wants to be the ruler of all, not just happy with what he has.
Do you think it's going to make him happy?
I'm not sure. We'll have to see. That's why the book is written. So Yertle the Turtle lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim onto a stone, and using those turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on each other one's back, and he piled them up in a 9-turtle stack. Then Yertle climbed up and sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view. He could see for a mile. All mine, cried Yertle. All the things now I will rule. I am king of a cow, the king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that? I'm king of the blueberry bush, and of a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, or marvelous me, for I'm the ruler of all I can see.
It's a cute cat.
Yeah.
I'd have to hold it close to the camera for them to see.
Cute cat. And though through the morning he sat up high, saying over and over, what great king am I, until around noon, when he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac. Just part of his throne, a plain little turtle looked up looked up, and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty? Please?
Yeah, it would be tiring. That's a long day to have to carry all that weight above you.
Silence! And now I'll read the book again. Silence, said King Yertle. He barked back. I'm king and you're only the turtle named Mac. You stay in your place and you sit while I'm here and rule. I'm a king of a cow and a king of a mule. I'm a king of a house, a bush, and a cat. But that's not all. I can do better than that. My throne shall be higher. His royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Hey, Annette. Good to see you. Good to see you, Annette. We're reading Yertle the Turtle from Six by Seuss. Turtles, more turtles, he bellowed and brayed. And the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they all came. They obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by the dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. And all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after the other, they climbed up the stack.
No.
Mac's getting his head stepped on.
This doesn't sound like a lot of fun.
No. Then Yertle, the turtle, perched up so high he could see for 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray! Shouted Yertle. I'm the king of the trees. I'm the king of the birds. I'm the king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies. King of the air! Ah, me, what a throne. What a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle. Oh, marvelous me! And I am the ruler of all I can see.
Personally, I think it takes more than just a high throne to make you a king of something.
It might be. The king has to be there for the subjects.
Yeah.
The king has to be there for the people to help, right?
Yeah.
Then again from below came a great heavy sigh. Came a groan from the plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below, we're feeling great pain. I know up top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom, we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We're starving, groaned Mac.
Cool. That's not very good.
Nope. Well, this book has got the Lorax in it as well.
Holding it a little high and
okay. That's what you were supposed to do.
There you go.
That's you have that job. I can't see behind this big book.
I was doing my job.
Well, but it's a little bit late.
How do you know?
Because I was already putting the book back. Hush up your mouth, growled the mighty King Yertle. You have no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds over land, over sea. There's nothing that's higher than me. Miss Christie, you're back. Welcome back. Taz missed you, and so did we. Well, they missed you.
Did you miss me?
I did. I said I missed you.
Did you?
Yeah, that's right in your name.
Did you really?
Miss Christie.
Did you?
I did.
Are you sure?
100%. Watch this. Can I have a puppy?
No.
See, I missed that part. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise. Up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I shall go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack them to heaven. I'll need about 5,607.
Oh, no.
You know who's very relieved right now? The 5,608th guy. Whoo! I can't help you out. I'm a tortoise. Mm-hmm. But as Yertle, the turtle, lifted his hand and started order to give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack did that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac decided he'd had enough, and he had taken enough, and he had, and that plain little lad got a wee bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped. His burp shook the throne of a king. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air, and the king of the birds, and the king of the bees, the king of the house, the cow, and the mule. Well, that was the end of the King Turtle's rule. For Yertle, the king of Salamasond, fell high from his throne and fell plunk in the pond. Uh-oh. I think he'd get in his shell if he was going to do that.
It's a very green pond.
And today, the great Yertle, the marvelous he, is king of the mud. And that's all he can see. And the turtles, of course, well, the turtles are free. And turtles, as turtles, and maybe all creatures should be.
Free is good.
Hello, Yasminka. Did I tell you I met another girl named Yasminka?
You did not.
A lady, an older lady named Yasminka, like 30s or something, 20s or 30s. Yeah.
That's so old.
That's really old. So that's it. Hey, Gertrude McFuzz. Let's see how long this one is. Maybe we got enough time to read this one. Oh, we got it. There's a whole bunch of stories in here. It's not just long ones. Oh, there's little stories. Okay, here's another little story. This one's called Gertrude McFuzz. I've never heard of it. Let's see if it's appropriate. As we read, we'll find out if Seuss is still appropriate right now. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz. She had the smallest plain tail ever was. One droopy droop feather, that's all that she had. And oh, the one feather made Gertrude so sad. And for there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named Lola Liloo. Instead of one feather behind, she had two. Poor Gertrude, wherever she happened to spy Miss Lola Liloo flying by in the sky, she got very jealous. She frowned and she pouted. Then one day she got awful mad and she shouted, "This isn't fair! I have one, she has two. I must have a tail like Lola Liloo."
That is a pretty spectacular tale.
It is, yeah. Nothing wrong with this tale either.
No, but...
So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high up in the tree by the lake. She cried, "Doctor, Uncle Doctor, would you please, do you know of some kind of pill that will make my tail grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor. "Such talk, how absurd. Your tail is just right for the right kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in. She told her just where she could find such a pillberry vine on the top of the hill. "Well, thank you," chirped Gertrude McFuzz as she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, it was on the vine. As soon as she saw it, she plucked off the berry and started to gnaw it. It tasted just awful. It made her sick, but she wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick, and she felt something happen. It felt a small twitch, as if she'd been tapped down behind by a switch, and Gertrude looked round, and she cheered it was true. 2 feathers! Exactly like Lola Liloo. She got an idea. You know what I'll do? I'll grow a tail better than Lola Liloo. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine. So she nibbled another right off of the vine.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I smell trouble brewing.
Well, that might be the shrimp we had for supper. I made soup today. I was very proud. I made an Asian style wonton soup with shrimps and carrots and onions. It's pretty good.
I concur.
She felt a new twitch, and she felt a new twitch. Then Gertrude yelled, "Wee! Miss Lola has 2, but I have 3. When Lola Liloo sees my beautiful stuff, she'll fall right down flat on her face." Sure enough. "I'll show her who's pretty. I certainly will. Well, I'll make my tail even prettier still." She snatched at those berries that grew on the vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she didn't stop eating young Gertrude McFuzz until she'd eat 3 dozen. All that there was.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's all all I have to say.
When the feathers popped out with a zang and a zing, they blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring. She all fit for a queen, and such a sight to behold. They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops and gold, like silk and spaghetti and satin and lace. They burst on the rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they swished in the breeze, and some were as long as the branches of trees, and still they kept growing. They popped and they popped until along about sundown, they finally stopped. And now, giggled Gertrude, the next thing to do is to fly straight home and show Lola Liloo. And Lola sees these, her face will get red, as she'll let out a scream and fall down on her head.
That is a tale.
No kidding. This whole thing's a tale. It's a story. I'm reading it. She spread out her wings to take off from the ground, but with all of those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled and she let out a squawk, but the bird couldn't fly, she couldn't run, couldn't walk. And through the night, she was stuck on that hill, and Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still if her good Uncle Dick hadn't heard the girl yelp. He rushed to her rescue and brought along help.
That would probably keep you from flying.
Yeah, no kidding.
It'd be too much.
To lift Gertrude up almost broke all of their beaks. To fly her back home, it took almost 2 weeks, and then it took another week more to pull out those feathers. My Gertrude was sore.
They had to pull them out. Ouch.
And finally, when all the pulling was done, Gertrude behind her again had just one little feather, as she had as the starter. But now that's enough, because now she was smarter.
Smarter is good.
Smarter's better than not smarterish.
Sometimes you have to make a mistake to learn.
That's right. That's what mistakes teach you, right? Like that. Don't take that off because this flips into my eyeball.
That was actually 2 stories in a row that had a similar theme.
Yeah, it's about right. It's all about being happy with what you have, really, right? Instead of trying to be more. That's what we sort of get taught that a lot. More is better, more is better, more is better, more is better. And then there's FOMO, which is FOMO, which is fear of missing out. So when you have fear of missing out, you'll do silly things to try to always be there and be included. I have fear of missing out quite a bit. I wish I could do different things, and I'll buy more than I should because I want to make sure that I have what everybody else has. It's ridiculous, and I'm trying to learn that, but sometimes, right? Sometimes it's just what it is. So, couple of stories about being happy with who you are and what you have, and making the best of things like that. Just like when we get our puppy. You missed your cue. When we get our puppy. When we get our puppy.
No puppies. Okay, well, what did you say?
I said, no puppies, no puppies, no puppies.
Oh.
Try again. When we get our puppies.
No puppies. It's like one of those really bad dubbed tracks. Pickle water.
I love pickle water. It's delicious. Anyways, so there you go. That's it. That's all. Anything I want to talk about? No. You know what? It was really great today. I was asked to give some advice to somebody that was looking for some advice. I had a really lovely, pleasant happening today, which was really cool. Might have been tomorrow, but I'm just remembering it today. Anyways, I was at my friend's shop, and somebody that's working there asked me for some advice, and I gave him some advice, and he goes, that's really good advice. Because what happened was something at his old job had made him mad, and he thought, you know what I'll do? I will just leave a review and be rah, 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 rah. I said, well, that will make you feel better for a little bit, but how is anybody going to learn from that, right? So why don't you just send them a letter and take out your emotion out of it, and you can, and you'll be free of it. That's it. Because, man, you give it good advice. And my friend that runs the shop said, see, I told you he'd give good advice. So it was really nice to have that. Yeah, it was really nice. You know what? When you hear that people are speaking lovely about you behind your back's a bad term, but, you know, that when you're not there and they say nice things, it feels really good, doesn't it? Yep. Anyways, it is time for Yasminka to go brush her teeth. Brush your teeth. Oh, you missed yesterday when I went. Did I tell you? Oh, you weren't here. Never mind. When I was in my Jeep yesterday, there was a fly that was flying by, and I went, and the fly went in my throat, and then in my mouth, and then down in my tummy. And right away, Yasminka said, there was an old Tazzy who swallowed a fly. I don't know why he swallowed a fly. He's a pretty fly guy.
He is a pretty fly guy.
That's it.
Is it still buzzing
swallowed
around?
A spider. Pardon me?
Is it still buzzing around in there?
Nope. Be funny, eh? Silly farty noise. And it is time to wrap up because Justin is saying goodnight. Taz and Miss Chrissy and ABK. ABK stands for what? Yasminka, what does it stand for? Louder. Yes. Always be kind, always be kind. I'm going to try to always be kind. And I say try to always be kind because sometimes we're not kind even though we try to be kind. And that often happens when somebody's not being kind to us, doesn't it, right? When somebody's not being kind to us, we don't automatically go, we should be kind to them. We're like, well, what's your problem? La, 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 la. And then we are just both not being kind to each other. So don't worry about being perfect because in all that you say and all that you do, you never have to be perfect. You've just got to be you. And guess what? What happened yesterday? I was done downstairs and I was just entering stuff in the phone for this. And there was a ding dong and little Yasminka said, good night. So she came to say good night. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So good night, everybody. Have yourself... she ran right off to make sure she washes her teeth properly. Thanks, Taz. Perfect. I want her to brush you. So good night, everybody. Have yourself a good night. Lots of love from Miss Christy and I will sing my song, and I'll probably say lots of love again because I'll forget. Good night, all my friends. Good night. Good night, all my friends. Good night. May your dreams be cheery and your dreams be bright. Good night, all my friends. Good night. Sleep tight, all my friends. Sleep tight. Sleep tight, all my friends. Sleep tight. May your dreams be so cheery till the morning light and silly. Good night, all my friends. Good night. I hope you get a puppy. I hope I get a puppy too. I think that's what we'll do. Let's go get a puppy.
No,
everybody,
puppies.
let's go get a puppy.
Hang
on for a sec. Puppy.
No puppies.
Okay, there's going to be a ding dong at the doorbell.